Hello again, Pete here. It's a further update on the 55 Chevrolet windscreen. As you can see, it's dangling in there. There's quite a lot done through the last week or so. Although it doesn't really look it. It's just that I've been building it up in stages. So you know, I've added a strip and left it for a bit, and then a bit later come back to it and add another sort of strip to build up the layers to fill in the gaps. I've been using predominantly the 103 strip. I'm describing it as 0.25 by 1.5 as I find working in metric better for this sort of size stuff than trying to work out how many hundredths or thous that is. I've also added beading around the rear windscreen to tie that in, and I'm just removing a few pieces of tape while I'm talking here, as everything's had time to set over the last few days. I had it taped up and with bits of masking tape, you know, to hold things in place while they set. So here we are, back to the cab. Swoop that in there. Hope you're going to be able to see a lot of what I've done. Starting with the visor. I've added a strip there. It's 0.5 by 5.25 millimeters wide. You could say 5.5 mil. You could say something else. And that's put in underneath there to bring back the peak I was showing in the other video from the drawing, well, rather from the photographs that Brian sent me of a real car. And then building up the central area to create a bit of a curve into the middle part using the same 103 strip, and then moving on to a bit of 104, which is 0.25 by 2 mil. The other one there, that strip. Because the gap starts just broadening out, so you just need that little bit more, and you might as well do it with a different strip. On the rear window, I've put a bead along the bottom and the top, and then around the sides, but also on the inside, going all the way around. Where that black line is, I put that in to try and help see it, but that will stop the rear screen going too far in, and the same up the top. There's another one across the top there on the inside. So I've had to, where is it? I've masked those off both sides to protect them, but I've had to sand the edges flat on both the top and bottom, because there's quite a bit of flash and irregularity, especially along the bottom edge of there. So I wanted to get them squared up and then square them back into the hole, you know, get everything squared up. And I've got quite a good fit there now. I did have a bit of tape holding that in a little while ago, but it's pretty solid in there. And then there's just a little bit around the top corners, you know, just a few minor filling in bits to complete that. That was quite straightforward. I also noticed that these are very nicely moulded handles, but of course they're not clear, so while I was looking at this, I cleared out that handle, but it's really quite fragile. You haven't got a lot of material and move to get through the handle, and you want to keep that fine detail, so it's really just careful back scribing with a number 11 again to get there. Like I was saying, around the front, that will still need to be trimmed down to the roof line, and the final edge cleaned up. And there was a bit more packing in these corners. I actually cut some from sheet to 0.25 thick sheet, just 2 curved parts to pack them out. But that will need another layer again on there and there, I noticed when I put the windscreen back in, which also is getting quite a tight fit now, so you've got to start being careful. I've only got one screen and it's a unique fit the way these are going. There is a, get in under there, right, that's it, bingo. The windscreen, if you can see there, the actual windscreen part has got a slightly tighter corner than the body has. Right. The windscreen is actually more accurate, so I'm going to try and fill in along there with a strip to take up that little packing distance. I did think about reprofiling that corner, but that would mean that the windscreen would go back further, and you're already losing the front edge where there's no support. Right, so we've got to bring this curve up as well to get the right sort of gutter area profile closer to the real car. And the same there, it will need a slight strip along there and a bit in each corner, just to keep that slightly you know, parallel excuse me, parallel to the pillar, and then get the corner sharper. Then rebuild the windscreen wipers. But it's all coming along nicely. It's quite an enjoyable project. It's quite challenging, and certainly along where the wipers go, still not resolved exactly what's what yet. I have used the interior to sort of check everything while I'm going, so I quickly take the dashboard into the bowl, because where I put that strip on the inside, I wanted to make sure that this would still go in and not foul. So everything now actually, it's a nice snug fit up in there. Tuck that battery tray in through there, and it will get up quite nicely and run parallel to the doors. So that's all coming on quite nicely, and anyone who's having a go at or needing to correct errors, I hope this is providing you with some help. I'm quite enjoying doing it, but it was a bigger chunk than I expected. It really was a bad fitting screen. But that's it. Bye for now. Best wishes from jolly old England. Bye.